cryptocurrencies. Excellent. Now, just before we go too far down the road, let me put this disclaimer out there. I'm giving you information that's for educational purposes. I am not your financial advisor. You may see some historical performance. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Remember, you're listening to me, but you have your brain switched on to always do your own research, okay? With that said, I just want to be sure that we have the right mindset coming into this space. Now, speaking about mindsets, okay, let me spend 2 or 3 minutes, permit me to spend 2 or 3 minutes, sharing something that I think will be useful to you as you navigate the cryptocurrency space. Now, this individual you see on the screen, this is Warren Buffett, right? This is he's one of the most recognizable faces and indeed names in the world of investing. And you can say that he knows a thing or two about what it means to invest. Why would I say that? His performance speaks for him. Now, there's 2 aspects of that that I want to highlight. Oh, by the way, he turned 90 last month. So that's congratulations to him. He's been doing well for a very long time. There's 2 aspects of his performance I want to highlight this evening. One is, and many of you know this, he has a net worth of a little over 90 billion US dollars. Okay, that's one. But the other thing I want to show is, and not many of you may know this, since 1965, he has consistently returned an annual performance of 20%. So what that means is, if you look at the track record of his investing performance from 1965 up until last year, 2020, he made an average of 20% a year. Okay, now that's if that doesn't speak consistency, I don't know what else you would be looking for. So if somebody like this has some advice to give you, I think we should sit up and listen. Now, he's given a lot of investment related and mindset related counsel over the years, but there's 3 things I just want to highlight, because it's particularly relevant to us in the crypto space. The first one is think long term. So don't come in here with the mentality that you put $1 and then it will transform into 90 billion by next week. Okay, that's not long-term mindset. That's one. 2, you need to stay the course. So this is not something you're dipping your toes into the water and you're testing, is this going to work for me? No, you need to be prepared to stay the course. As I was saying earlier on about me joining this opportunity and just navigating the crypto space, I was prepared to stay for 18 months without making a dime, okay, just to be sure that this thing would work. Now, it's only taking a couple of months, and here we are sharing knowledge together. So stay the course, and then most importantly, invest in yourself. So stop pinching pennies, or if I'm going to say this differently, give up something that is costing you money today and invest that money in yourself. You can do that by investing in quality education, quality mentorship that will help you along your investment journey. Okay, so these are just things I thought I'll put out there so that you have the right mindset coming into this space. Because if you remember, if you were here on day 1, I said going through this crypto bootcamp is going to change the way you think about money. All right, so with that said, let's move on. So like I said, this is day 2. Remember, day 1 on Tuesday, we laid the foundations, the tools that we're going to use, and we just set some expectations for this crypto bootcamp. So today is day 2, and I'm really excited to share a strategy with you, which will show you how to earn from stable coins. Now, if you were here on day 1, we talked about stable coins and what they are. We mentioned that there's 2 different types of cryptocurrencies. If you look at the way price fluctuates or the variation of price with time, you have those cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, where the price changes significantly over time. But we're interested today in the class of cryptocurrencies that's called stable coins, because The one unique feature about stable coins is that their price is pegged. So in the specific case of the 5 examples that you have on here, Tether, USD coin, Binance USD, DAI, and remember this one, Terra USD with the symbol UST. One stable coin is equivalent to $1 for these 5 examples. There are other types of stable coins, but these are the ones that we will focus on today, particularly this 5th one that you have all the way down here. Okay, so remember, this is going to be critical as we go through the next few slides. All right, so we've talked a bit about the strategy. How does this strategy work? So I'll give you an outline of the strategy, and then we'll go into a step-by-step review such that you're able to see how to replicate the strategy yourself and make it work for you. So the way the strategy works, this is the framework. We're going to start off by acquiring the UST stablecoin. Okay. Now remember, the UST is this 5th stablecoin here in this example. So just bringing that to mind so that we have the right orientation. So for this first strategy, we are going to buy the UST. Okay. And I've given examples of cryptocurrency exchanges that will make that purchase possible. So if you're taking notes, please take notes. What you need to know about these cryptocurrency exchanges that I have listed on here is not all of them may apply depending on where you reside. Okay, so there's different jurisdictions, there's different regulators, and they may restrict the operations of one or more of these cryptocurrency exchanges. That's why it's important for you to do your own research and understand what is allowed or what is possible where you live. Now, for the vast majority of people on this call, you will be able to use Binance. But to give an example, if you live in the US, you would have to use Binance.us. So that's the specific version of Binance that you can use if you reside in the United States. Okay, so that's an example. But for the rest of us, you'll access this from Binance.com. Okay, and then there's some other ones I've listed on here as well: KuCoin, Kraken, Coinbase, and Crypto.com. There's others as well, but I've just kept these 5 as an example. So we are going to, the first step is we're going to buy the UST stablecoin, and then we're going to put it to work on a website that's called Anchor. Okay. And once we do that, we basically sit back and earn rewards as long as we want. So another term for rewards will be interest. And in the specific case of this example, we're going to be targeting 20%. And that's not a claim, that's a fact from what the website offers. And I'll show you the website in a minute. Okay. So just remember this framework. We're going to go into a step-by-step example of how to make this all work. Show you the website, show you what you need to do, and then we'll have a conversation about how you manage risk as you do all of this. Okay, because we always need to keep that in mind. So this is the framework for strategy 1. Okay, now, you know me, engineering background, I love my flowcharts. So this is an example of what we are going to do this evening or this afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And we're going to go step by step. There's really 5 steps here. Do not be confused by the number of arrows and lines. This is really, really simple. It's just 5 steps to go from whatever currency you're holding up onto the final website that we will be working with. So the first thing we'll be doing is we'll have fiat currency. I'll do an example with the Naira or show you how to do it. We'll be converting the Naira to a cryptocurrency called the USDT. Now, if you were paying attention, the USDT is a stable coin, right? So let's come back to the slide. So we're converting, the first step is we're going to convert Naira to the USDT on Binance through something called a peer-to-peer exchange. Second step, we will convert the USDT to another cryptocurrency that's called Luna. Okay. Now, this is not a stable coin, but it will become clear in a minute why we are doing this. But we'll do all of this on Binance, and I'll show you how that will happen. Now, on day one, I told you were going to need a cryptocurrency wallet that's called TerraStation. If you've not had the time to set it up, that's fine. Don't worry. You can observe as we go through the demo this evening. But then, so when we let this recording go out, we'll show you links to how you can set up your own TerraStation wallet. Okay. With the Luna cryptocurrency that we have, we're going to send it from Binance to TerraStation. Okay, so we're just going to send it all the way to TerraStation. And once we're on TerraStation, we are going to do a swap from the Luna cryptocurrency to UST. Now, remember, we are doing all of this work because this is the cryptocurrency that we really want. Okay, that's why we are doing all of this. And once we have the UST, voila, we are at the final step and we can deposit the money on this website and earn rewards. Okay, so those are the 5 steps. And now I'm going to show you how all of that comes together. Okay, so if you're excited, just stay plugged in. And like I said, don't be frustrated if you don't get the steps. This is going to be recorded, so you can come back, watch this recording, and just follow along. All right. So let's switch gears a bit as we start this demonstration. Now, remember, ultimately what we want is the UST stablecoin. Now, let's begin with the end in mind. What's the end going to look like? Okay, this is the website that we are coming to at the end of it all. Okay, so it's called anchorprotocol.com. So just take notes and be aware of the website. When you type anchorprotocol.com, you see this interface, and you see over on the far right here, there's something called web app. So if you click on that, I just want to show you what the interface looks like. So this is what you should see when you click on web app. Okay, so this will enable you to interact with the services on this website. Okay, now there's different tabs over here across the top. What I want to start with this evening is the Earn tab. Okay, and what you see here is if you deposit the UST cryptocurrency, then you have this approximately 20% APY that you earn on the UST that you're depositing. Now, remember, the UST is a stable coin. So one of the good things about this strategy is whether the price of Bitcoin goes to 0 or it goes to 1 million, right? You know, you have your 20% in this savings protocol. So this is the end. We want to, this is where we want to end up at the end of the demonstration. Now, it's a legitimate question for you to ask. How do you buy or how do you acquire this UST cryptocurrency, right? Now, if you were here on day one, I talked to you about the website called CoinGecko. Okay, so CoinGecko enables you to do research about different cryptocurrencies. Okay, now let's just come over here. Once you get to coingecko.com, come over here and type UST, right? Because that's the specific cryptocurrency we want to find out about. You see it over here, UST, you click on it, and let's see what information we'll get. Unsurprisingly, it tells us the price of UST is $1. No surprise there, it's a stable coin. But what I really want to show you is if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, this is where you get useful information about the different places you can acquire the UST. So you can see there's a number of locations that's listed here. So it's no big surprise to you now why KuCoin was on the slide that I showed earlier, because clearly it's one of the places that you can buy cryptocurrency from. Okay, in this case, the UST. Now, you don't see Binance here, but the reason I chose Binance is it's the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. And there's a lot of things that you can do there. So let's go real quick to the first step. Remember what the first step is. It's converting your fiat currency or your Naira into the USDT, which is a stable coin. All right, so this is Binance.com. This is one of the tools I listed on day one that it will be useful if you have an account with. If you've not set up an account, it's fine. Okay, don't beat yourself up. You can follow along as I do this demonstration, or follow along with the recording as well. So once you have your Binance account set up and you have your verification provided, because they will need to know who is setting up an account on Binance, one of the things you can do is you can come to this trade menu and click on P2P, which is peer-to-peer, right? So if you do that, what would you see? I would show you the interface you can use for converting your fiat currency into, USDT. So what you want to buy is the USDT, right? And you want to buy the USDT with Naira. You can see that there's multiple options. You can buy it with USD, but in this case, you can use the Naira, Nigerian Naira. Once you've done that and you enable that feature, voila, what do you see? You see a lot of individuals who are willing to transact with you and exchange their USDT for your Naira. Now, a note of caution, when you're evaluating this, and remember, just do your own research. I think it's a good idea to only filter on merchant ads and pay attention to the feedback scores that people have, okay? Now, this is fully transparent in the sense that you see a rate that you agree with, and that rate is shown upfront. There are no additional fees. You can just go ahead and click buy USDT, and then you'll be able to interact with the specific person who is willing to sell their cryptocurrency to you. And that's the way you facilitate the exchange of your fiat currency to the USDT. Now, all of this transaction is handled on Binance, so you can be sure that if anything goes wrong, there's an appeal process that you can go through to rectify it. But I've used this for a while, there's been no issues. But again, do your own research. Other cryptocurrency exchanges will have a similar feature, a peer-to-peer feature, but it's going to work something like this. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go through all the steps. I mean, you can do all that. I'm just trying to manage how much time we have. But once you've seen this interface and you click the button buy USDT, if I use that person as an example, just specify how much you want, and then these buttons will become enabled and you can go ahead and complete the transaction. Once you've done that, you will have USDT in your wallet, okay? And you would effectively have completed step one. Now, remember what step one is, okay? It's converting your fiat currency into the USDT stablecoin, right? That's step one. Now, on step two, you need to convert this USDT to a different cryptocurrency that's called Luna. Now, the reason we are doing that is we know that on Terra Station, if you have Luna, you can convert Luna to UST, okay? So that's why we have to do this intermediate step of going from USDT to Luna. And you're still doing this on the same Binance ecosystem, right? So how would you do that? Still come back to the trade menu and click on advanced. Now, please do not be overwhelmed by what you're about to see. Okay, this is a very, very simple interface. All you need to do is, you know what you want to convert here, and you just type LUNA. Okay, you're looking for Luna against the USDT. That's what you're looking for, right? You click on that and ignore everything on the left, doesn't apply to you now. Just come all the way to the right. The first thing you need to do on the right is click on markets, okay? Because you want an instant settlement. So all you need to do here is specify how much Luna you want. The current price of Luna against the USDT is about 37.7, right? So you just do the math and say, maybe you want 10 Luna or 15 Luna, depending on how much USDT that you have, and you want to do that conversion, okay? Now, I'll just go ahead and do this real quick, just for demonstration purposes. Let's say I want 20 Luna, or let me just say 21 Luna. So when you say buy Luna, what you're doing, what the site is actually doing for you is it's converting your USDT into a different cryptocurrency, Luna. Remember, click on market. Once you click on market and you specify how much you want, just go ahead and click buy, right? And that's it, really. Okay, that's all you need to do to get Luna in your wallet in Binance. Now, let's get our orientation right, and let's just talk through where we are now. We've completed the first step. We've converted Naira into USDT. I already had USDT in Binance, so I didn't really need to go through that step. But you've just seen me convert some USDT into 21 Luna, okay? Right, which is about $600, something like that. The next thing you need to do is send Luna from Binance into TerraStation. Now, we mentioned TerraStation on day one. If you took the time to set it up, this is what it will look like. Let me show you what it will look like real quick. Right, it would look something like this. Okay, now this is the desktop version of TerraStation, and you can see it's a cryptocurrency wallet, and it will show you the balances that you have on here. Okay, now you can see clearly that there is no Luna in this wallet at this time, because I haven't sent it from Binance. But over at the top here, very simply, you can see there's a long string of characters and letters. That's just your address. Because in the cryptocurrency space, you're known as an address, right? So if you just copy this address, and let's go back to Binance and send the Luna here. Okay. Now we're going to go to wallets. This is Binance, and I can go to fiat and spot. Again, if you're following along, don't worry, this is recorded, so you will be able to practice on your own. Now there's some Luna here, so I'm just going to go and click on withdraw. Okay. Ooh, okay. Okay. For some reason I can't do the transfer now. Okay, that's fine. No problem. But eventually, you're going to be able to send Luna from Binance to your TerraStation wallet, and it will end up here, and it will show up as a cryptocurrency here when you've sent it. You just go through the steps to send it from Binance to your TerraStation wallet, and that's all you need to do, really. Okay. Now, the next step in the process is, once you have Luna in TerraStation, you're going to need to swap it in order to have UST. Now, the way that would work is on TerraStation here, you have a swap feature, okay? And the swap feature allows you to go from one coin to another. There's no Luna here now, that's fine. But if Luna were here, it will show up on this drop-down list, okay? So you would have Luna on the left. Let me just pick this other cryptocurrency for now. And you would have UST on the right, and then you would be able to specify how much you want, and then you can send it. You can do the swap. This is the button here to swap. So it's really that simple. Now, I know it looks like many transactions, but this is how we operate in the cryptocurrency space. And we're able to do simple swaps in order to get the destination cryptocurrency that we're looking for. Once you go through all those steps, you will eventually end up with UST in your wallet. And with UST here, voila, you're ready to come back to Anchor Protocol and just click deposit. And just like that, you started earning approximately 20% a year. Now, why is this significant? I just told you in the intro how Warren Buffett is able to earn a 20% return consistently. And he's been doing that since 1965. So imagine the audacity of what we've just done. In about 40 minutes or less, you have acquired the knowledge of how to replicate the same kind of performance, annual performance, as Warren Buffett, as he's been doing for more than 50 years. And you've just gotten the same kind of knowledge in 40 minutes. This is the power of what's possible in the cryptocurrency space. And I like to say this is one of the easiest things that you can do, in cryptocurrency. This is not hard. It will take you less than an hour to watch this video and go through all the steps again and end up depositing your UST here to earn essentially 20% a year, right? So that's how the individual steps for strategy one work. Let me do a quick recap for you just so you remember everything that we just did. We started out with fiat currency, real world money, okay? And using the peer-to-peer feature on Binance, I showed you how you can take that to USDT as your first step. Then as your second step, you can do a swap from USDT to Luna, still on Binance. Once you have Luna in your Binance wallet, you can transfer it over to TerraStation. And then in TerraStation, you can do a swap to UST, which is the real cryptocurrency that we are doing all this work to get. Okay. And once you have this here, you're able to deposit it on the Anchor Protocol website, the earn portion, and earn 20% a year. That's it. That's really all there is to this first strategy. And you can take a screenshot of this because this is another way to do the same thing. So if you live in an area where you have access to Binance and KuCoin, you can achieve the same thing. So I'm not going to go through these steps. You can use this for your own research, but this is an alternate way of getting the same end result with the same number of steps. This is also a 5-step process. But it's just that at some point, once you have USDT in Binance, you can send that directly to KuCoin and go from USDT direct to UST on KuCoin. Now, the reason I didn't show this example is KuCoin is restricted in several places. So not everyone will be able to go through the demonstration doing this way. But I mean, if this is available to you, this is something you can do. You can do your own research and explore. And now there are other ways to do this as well. So don't get hung up on just these two examples that I've shown you. So that's strategy one, how you essentially earn 20% from stable coins. Now, why would you do something like this? Let's talk about use cases because our education will not be complete if we don't talk about why this is viable, right? So the first use case is clearly hedging against devaluation of fiat currency. I mean, if you live or work or reside in Nigeria, you understand what this means. The exchange rates for the Naira against major international currencies has weakened by at least 50% in the last 18 months. But if you're able to use a stable coin, you're essentially hedging against devaluation. Because remember, the UST is essentially the dollar, right? The second thing is you can earn rewards while you're waiting for more rewarding opportunities. So what does that mean? It's not always a good time to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or indeed any of the other volatile cryptocurrencies. It's not always a good time. So what can you do when you're waiting for the perfect opportunity? You can, keep your money in stable coins and put them to work. So you're actually earning while you're watching and analyzing the charts, and you're looking for a good opportunity or a better opportunity to earn more money. Now, remember, as we go through the rest of this bootcamp, we're going to talk about other strategies. And one of the things I like about the strategies that we talk about here is they are modular. So you can take one strategy and then you build the second strategy on top of that. So you're essentially compounding your money by layering one strategy on top of the other. So I mean, that's a huge incentive for you to just stay plugged in for the rest of this bootcamp. The other thing we can do with stable coins is we can minimize downside risk. Now, for most people, the way they know how to profit from cryptocurrencies is you buy something like Bitcoin and then you hold it. And you know, Bitcoin has gone, this year has gone all the way up to 60,000 US dollars. It has gone down as low as 39,000 US dollars. And then it fluctuates. And if you're somebody who's struggling to manage your blood pressure, it can be very unnerving to watch the price of Bitcoin fluctuate like that. Okay. Now, ultimately, what we are doing in this bootcamp is giving you a roadmap that you can use to develop a portfolio. So we're giving you the education that will help you develop a portfolio, right? So with stable coins as an important part of that portfolio, you essentially set a limit on how low your portfolio will be valued. Okay, so that's one of the good things that you can do with stable coins. All right, so these are just 3 use cases that I thought I'll put out there, just so you're aware what's possible in the cryptocurrency space. Now, guess what? Because you've taken the time and you've stayed this long, let me give you a bonus, right? Okay, so we're going to look at another example, and we're not going to go through it. This one now is just show me how much you want to do the research on your own. I'll just tell you what the site is and what's possible, and then you can go and do your own research about it. But the site is called yieldyak.com. Okay, so what's possible on that site? On Yield.yak, this is what you would see, right? And it says it's something called an auto compounder. Don't worry about the name, right? I've filtered here on just stable coins. I just want to show you what's possible with stable coins. Okay. Give me a minute. Good, right? So this is the example I was looking for. Remember these two things. These two things are both stable coins. So the USDT is a stable coin and the USDC is a stable coin. Both of them, their values are pegged to the US dollar. So one USDC is $1, one USDT is $1. Ladies and gentlemen, see what's possible on this site. Okay, remember this is education, not financial advice. But what's this number here? That's 40% APY. Okay. So if you have these stable coins, you go through a similar process to purchase them and deposit them. The site says it pays 40% APY, which means if you hold this for 12 months, you expect 40% APY. That's what the site says. It's not an income claim. Okay. Now this rate varies. So it goes up, it goes down, it fluctuates. So it doesn't necessarily mean in 12 months it will be 40%, but this is the current rate on this site. Now think about it. We've just seen one example where it's possible to earn 20% approximately. Just showing you another one, Yield.yak. There's hundreds more, right, that exist where you can leverage your stable coins like this while you're waiting for better opportunities. So that's for you as a bonus for staying this long till the end patiently and just listening to all the education that we had to provide this evening. So good. I think that's it. Before I go to the chat, well, you can go on now and you can put your questions in the chat while I just close the rest of the presentation. I just want to remind you that we talked about this on day 1, that there's 6 independent streams of income that are possible in the cryptocurrency space. This is day 2. I've shown you an example from something called decentralized finance, and then I've given you a bonus from that same example. For day 3, which is next Tuesday, there's going to be another strategy I'll show you that builds upon what we've just done here. So that's something to look forward to. And there's so much more value that we have to put out here, but I hope this was useful for you. Okay. So in fact, if you're looking forward to day 3, let me give you a tease of what's going to happen. You're going to learn how you can get paid from borrowing cryptocurrencies. Yes, you read that right. You will borrow cryptocurrencies and then they will pay you. They will pay you to borrow. Remember what I said on day 1, the way you think in traditional finance is not going to work here. Okay, so you need to jettison the normal way of thinking about money and get used to the abundance mindset in the cryptocurrency space. So we'll show you how you can get paid by borrowing cryptocurrencies. All right, excellent. Let me see the questions. I think we have a few questions here. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. So there's a question here. How does Anchor or Yieldia make the profits given to investors? Oh, okay. That's a good question. We answered that question on day 4. So on day 4, we talk about mining and staking. So I will explain how the profit is generated there, that they are able to pay you. Okay. When is day 3? Day 3 is next week, Tuesday at 9 p.m. GMT +1. Okay. Oh, excellent question. Is it possible to withdraw from Anchor N before 12 months? Okay, so let me tell you something about this website. Okay. You can deposit your money here in the morning and in the evening take it out. Okay, so there's no lockup period. There's no wait for 90 days. There's no, we are working on the website. You can put it in the morning and remove it. And if you want to go do something else. Remember, I said one of the use cases here is you can put stable coins to work while you're waiting for better opportunities. So you can earn the rate, but as you're earning the rate, if you see something better, of course, you can withdraw at any point in time. There's no restriction. Okay. So there's a question here. When you create accounts in Coinbase or crypto.com, you have a wallet there. What's the difference between leaving your digital currency on a centralized exchange versus storing it in some other kind of wallet? Okay, the short answer to that is I would not recommend you leave your cryptocurrency on centralized exchanges. You can use them to do swaps or trades. Well, once you're done, you need to remove your money from the centralized exchange and put it in something like Exodus. Now, why do I say that? All right. So an example of a centralized exchange is Binance, right? The last thing you want is you want to access cryptocurrency here and then they tell you Binance is not working. Okay, so that's why I would say for long-term purposes, don't keep your cryptocurrency on a centralized exchange. Put it in a wallet that you have full control over. You have something called private keys, right? So that you truly own the cryptocurrency, because Binance is a custodial platform, meaning they are keeping the cryptocurrency on your behalf. So yes, it's a large cryptocurrency exchange. We'll talk more about risk management. I believe it's on day 6. But for long-term purposes, you do not keep your cryptocurrency on centralized exchanges. Okay. Good question. So how do you withdraw from Anchor? Well, there's a withdraw button, but more specifically, let me show you the slides. You know, we went through this whole process to get your money onto Anchor. And like I said, there's more efficient ways to do this, but I did this, or I used this method so that you would get used to the different features that are available in cryptocurrencies. There's a shortcut using Coinbase, for instance, depending on where you are. Okay. So the process you used to go all the way and deposit your money in Anchor, and you just reverse that process and go all the way back to get your money back in Naira or whatever fiat currency that you use. Okay, so you go through this process. That's the forward process to deposit. The reverse process is the process to withdraw. And it all starts on Anchor by clicking the withdraw button. Okay. Okay. So there's a lot of questions about the recording. I believe, yes, you will get the recording. I believe for the people who are here on day one, they got the recording as well. I think we should even do an incentive, right? There's a good suggestion on here that, I mean, we should probably only give this recording to people who are willing to take action. Okay, so I mean, we'll have a conversation about that in a couple of minutes, but let me see if there's one more question here. How do you deal with huge transfer fees while trying to transfer from Binance? Well, let me say it this way. Binance has probably the lowest transfer fees of any centralized cryptocurrency exchange. So, I mean, all those transaction steps I showed you will cost less than $3 to do all of that, to go from step 1 to step 5 on Binance. But like I've said, do your own research and convince yourself of what approach you need to take. And with that, let me turn this back to our chairman, to help bring this to a close. Thank you all very much for your time, and I hope you got some value from this evening.
Wow, 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 wow. Who is fired up? Who is so excited? Put some hearts on that chat. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You see, when we say knowledge is the new currency, now you know. Now you know. And this is just strategy. There are 5 more. So I can see a lot of questions. How do we get the recording? The recording is for only those that are taking action today to sign up on any of our packages. Just get back to whoever invited you here and sign up. There's a lot to learn. And this will be a continuous class. Even after the 6 days, it will not stop. And we'll have the hands-on ones, because I know some of you like all these hands-on things. Yeah, we hold you by the hand and do click here to swap, click here to transfer. That is how far we'll go in this family to make sure everybody's winning. So, when is it coming on Go Live? Very soon. So, get back to whoever invited you. Get started immediately. The recording will be only given to those that are active subscribers. Okay? You know how to get it. And for subsequent boot camps from Tuesday, it will now be open to everyone. It will be open to only those that are investing in themselves. Because he didn't go to any school to learn this. He learned it on I Am Mastery Academy. Engineer Chijoke, right? Was there any special school you went to study all these?
Learned all of this on this platform.
Absolutely. So everything he's sharing with you, he learned from this platform. So get back to whoever invited you and get started immediately. The mentorship class that for those that are starting, we still have few slots left for you to be mentored by a multiple 7-figure earner on how you can generate money. You know, you can see all these things, you're excited about it, but you don't have the fiat currency to invest. Right on this platform, you can also generate serious money. So will give you both, everything. So you're getting started today, you get enrolled in that class that will help you start generating $1,000 residual income monthly. So imagine you're generating 1,000 and you say, okay, I'll put 30% into my crypto portfolio. What will it look like in 3 years, 5 years from now? You will just retire to one island, enjoy your life, buy a big boat, just sail around the world. That is what we are talking about. That is the life we are looking at. Think long term. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Engineer Chijioke, for such an amazing in-depth knowledge. You are here for the first time. Get back to whoever got invited you on this call. Get started immediately. And for the recording, only those that are getting started and those that are also active members of the Double Blessing family. God bless you. Love each and every one of you. Good night and keep winning because you are a champion and it's in your DNA. So we are celebrating out of this with this masterpiece. I am a champion and it's in my DNA.
Now is the time to make a change. I'll never give up on my. This is the time to fly so high against the contrary wind. I've got to hold my head up high. Oh yes, I've got to believe. Launch out of my comfort zone and take a bold step. I was not born to be a failure. I'm stronger, I'm so high in spirit, feeling fly. Trials can never hold me down. I'm a champion, I was born this way. I'm gonna fly so high, it's in my DNA. I'm a champion, I was born to reign. And I am soaring high, it's in my DNA. I'm born to fly, I'm born to reign, born to win. It's in my DNA, in my DNA. Born to reign, I'm physically fit, I'm spiritually fit. It's in my DNA. I'm a champion, this is who I am. Spectacular, I'm a winner man. I've come a long way, it's too late to give up now. No matter what happens, I'm going all the way. Life is a race, I'm running to win. I launch out of my comfort zone and take a bold step. I was not born to be a failure. I'm stronger, making progress. Stand out, hold my head up high. Trials can never stop me now. I'm a champion, I was born this way. I'm gonna fly so high, it's in my DNA, it's in my DNA. Oh mama, I was born to reign. I'm soaring high, it's in my DNA. I'm physically fit, I'm mentally fit. Oh, I'm high in I was born to